Come on, Smudge. Come on. Come on. That's a good girl. Come on. That's a good girl. Come on. There you go. Yeah, there. How's that? Is that good? That good?
Twice a day, every day, for the past 7 years, Susan has made the trek down the riverbank near her Winnipeg apartment block to feed a colony of wild, homeless cats. Susan did not want her real name used or her face shown.
In the morning I feed about 17. And depending how cold it is, it will be how long they'll stay. Come on, Mama Mia. Come on. Here, hop along.
The cats out here are feral, meaning they have gone wild, whether they were once owned pets or were born out here. Susan is well into her 80s, but nothing, including illness or weather, stops her from her daily feedings.
Twice a day, every day?
Every day, yeah. If it's raining, I'm down. If it's storming, I'm down.
What life do you think they have here?
What do you think down here in the mud and the wind and the cold and people harassing them? And
Regular meals and styrofoam shelters may take the edge off the brutally cold Winnipeg winters, but these cats still have to contend with illness and mistreatment. Blinky suffers from health problems likely stemming from abuse he received as a kitten.
she's sick. Well, I don't know if he's sick, but some jackasses down here doing all the painting, they spray painted him with black paint. He was a kitten. And he's had a terrible time. We don't know how much he sees. We can never catch him.
Hopalong is surviving despite a foot missing from causes unknown. But for feral cats out here, there isn't much Susan or her vet can do.
The vet wanted to know how long he'd been out, and I said, well, he's managed a couple of winters. She said, oh, we'll leave him. He's doing okay. And he is doing okay. See? He's doing okay.
The cats of Winnipeg are experiencing an overpopulation crisis. In 2010, over 2,500 cats were euthanized at the Winnipeg Humane Society. That means over 40% of the cats coming into the shelter had to be killed. This number does not even begin to reflect the number of unwanted felines starving and freezing on the streets. There are an estimated 50 to 100,000 free-roaming cats wandering the streets of Winnipeg. Cat shelters are at capacity. There is nowhere for them to go. This is Bob and his brother Buddy. Both were rescued from the streets by cat lover Lynn Scott, but not before Bob's ears and tail were lost to frostbite.
They were still attached and sort of flaccid when he was brought in.
She now keeps his ears and tail to help illustrate the gruesome hardships facing homeless cats. Scott is a Wolseley area resident who took matters into her own hands after being frustrated with the number of cats she saw reproducing in her neighborhood. Lynn now runs Craig Street Cats out of her home, an organization dealing with the feral cat problem in Wolseley and elsewhere in the city.
I got tired of pulling kittens out from underneath my neighbor's porch. Every year there were at least 2 litters of kittens born under there. It's staggering. In some areas of the city, there's literally thousands of pets unaltered and roaming the streets.
According to Winnipeg Humane Society Executive Director Bill McDonald, there has been a steady increase in cats coming into the shelter.
It's about roughly 2 to 5% more each and every year over the last 4 years. So it's a bit of a concern when it's combined with we have a drop in adoptions as well.
In 2010, the Winnipeg Humane Society took in 6,083 cats. Of those, 2,333 were adopted out. 2,549 were euthanized. Cat overpopulation is a problem that spans the country. According to the Canadian Federation of Humane Societies, in 2008, over 84,000 cats were taken in by shelters across Canada. Over 45,000 cats were destroyed. In order to reduce the cat population, McDonald said pet owners need to take responsibility for spaying and neutering their pets.
Cats are still not being spayed and neutered as much as they need to be. So it comes down to educating the public about the benefits of spay and neuter programs. And we have such a program here at the Humane Society.
In 2010, the Winnipeg Humane Society performed over 4,300 cat sterilization surgeries.
Winnipeggers, the politicians, the citizens recognize that there is a cat issue in this city, and that it's not getting smaller, it's in fact getting larger. And the way to stop it is to make sure more cats get spayed or neutered.
For those who face a financial barrier to getting their cats fixed, the Humane Society provides a subsidized program that also offers transportation for the animals. Nancy Rutherford and Bob Jacobs are volunteers with the Humane Society's Spay and Neuter Inner City Pet Program. Almost every Tuesday out of the year, these two volunteer their time to travel across the city in Bob's van, picking up cats from pet owners who want to get their cats fixed, but can't afford the travel costs.
Oh, you're a heavy lump. That's a big chunky boy. Bob and I are both retired, so it became something that we could do to help people that makes us feel good and helps people to be responsible pet owners. So win-win.
Cats are picked up on Tuesday, brought to the Humane Society to be spayed or neutered, and returned Wednesday afternoon. The subsidized service costs $25 for pet owners. The rest of the cost is picked up by the city and the Humane Society. In 2010, they transported roughly 500 cats for sterilization.
What it does is it makes life easier for every cat that we do and every owner whose cat it is.
But making sure pet owners spay and neuter their animals will only go so far to solve the problem due to the amount of feral cats already reproducing on the street.
If every cat owner in the city went and got their pets altered tomorrow, it really wouldn't make much of a difference in the number of kittens being born.
Craig Street Cats focuses on finding homes for rehabilitated feral and stray cats, feeding and sheltering feral cat colonies across the city, and reducing the feral cat population. Scott says the only proven method to curb cat reproduction on the streets is TNR.
TNR is trap, neuter, return, where you use a humane live trap to catch a cat, take it into a vet or the Humane Society to have it surgically altered and vaccinated, and allow it to recover from its surgery, and then return it to where it was trapped.
TNR is the main focus of Scott's operation, and since she started Craig Street Cats, she's seen a huge reduction in cats on her block.
So far this year, there are a grand total of 5 kittens that have been born on the street. The first year we were working on it, there were probably 35 kittens born on the block.
But there's another key piece to this puzzle, says Darcy Johnston, founder and owner of Darcy's Ark, a no-kill Winnipeg animal shelter.
Good afternoon, Darcy's Ark. How may I help you?
Johnston says the city plays a main role in the problem due to an unenforced bylaw on spaying and neutering pets.
We've seen a huge influx of cats. The problem